Hey guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to show you how I made my diabetes awareness tumbler. I went ahead and did all of the boring parts first. I took a stainless steel tumbler. This is a 30-ounce skinny from the Stainless Steel Depot. And what I did was I took Blue Lagoon from Missy's Decal Shop, and this silver, this is, let me see, Steel Drum from Shine Apple Glitters. I will post both of their links in the description, as well as where I got the tumbler. And you can see I took some Mod Podge and just made little areas, rectangles I guess you could say, and did these colors like this. It looks really weird, but I promise it's going to turn out really pretty. And then I epoxied over it, and then I found on Google Images, I found a picture of a peace sign, a heart, and when I did this, I found, I typed in like scribbled drawn heart, I believe. Found this one, and then an awareness ribbon. And when I put them into my design space, what I did was I did two different copies of them. This copy here, whenever I went into the like the editing part of Cricut Design Space, I left the inside of this peace sign, so I don't have the outline right now. This is all the inside, and I did that with all of these images here. So how this is going to go first, let me put you down here so you can see. I'm going to be putting these on this tumbler, and I'm going to do it from the bottom up to the top of the cup here. And it's going to be peace, love, awareness ribbon. So I'm going to make sure I have that straight there. Start with the peace sign. And this is going to be a peekaboo effect. So that's why I'm using this green, because I never use this green for anything. And if you've watched my other peekaboo tutorials, I always say to make sure to use a collar of vinyl that you don't care to waste, because we're going to be taking it off. So this first little peace sign is going to be blue. If I can get it to stay on there. And then the heart is next, and remember, these are the insides. There is no outline whenever I went to edit these in the Design Space app. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just keep watching and you'll get it. So the heart is going to be silver. Nothing is wanting to stick. There we go. And then the awareness ribbon is going to be the other blue. Just try to make sure that your vinyl stays on the areas that you have your glitter. Alright, so now that I have these on here, it's going to be a peekaboo effect, so my next step is going to be spray painting this entire tumbler white, and I will be right back. Alright, so the paint has dried. You can still see the decals here. So what we're going to do next is coat it in Mod Podge. And this is just white glitter from Walmart. I got it in the craft aisle. And then after we coat it with glitter, we're going to very carefully pull off those decals. And it can be really tricky and also very messy, rather than just not putting glitter on the cup and pulling the decals off. But it's much prettier, this one anyway, with glitter on it. So I'm just trying to make sure I have everything coated here. It's really hard to put white Mod Podge on a white cup and make sure you have everything covered. But I think I do. So now I'm just coating the entire tumbler, trying to keep all of my mess on the paper. So I'm doing small sections at a time. And with white, you can see the decals. I did a peekaboo a few days ago, and thankfully it wasn't for a customer or anything. It's just something that I was playing around with, because I did it in black glitter. It was like tie-dye underneath, and then I did a peekaboo in black glitter, and oh my god, I pretty much ruined the cup trying to find the decals and pull them off. It was terrible. I ended up fixing it. Like, I eventually fixed the cup, but I really don't ever want to do that again. Alright, so put everything back in here. We don't have to seal it. We are just going to start peeling those decals off. I say we, it's just me, but I feel like you guys are here with me whenever I make these videos. Let me get this Mod Podge put up, or I will no doubt spill it. Alright, so whenever I do my peekaboos and I am peeling off decals, I do this with the motherhood cup that I did. I like to use my little pick, my little Cricut weeding tool. I call it a pick. And then I'm trying to find a good starting spot. And that gets me started there, and I can just peel them off. Be very, very careful not to mess up any other glitter, because yeah, you can patch it, I guess, but I feel like patchwork, you can tell really bad. So I'm trying so hard here to not mess anything up. This is also very satisfying. Maybe even a little nerve-wracking. Alright, so there's the peace sign. I'm gonna come back in with my pick. Get a spot started. And this is just the way I decided to do this. I'm sure there's probably like glittered vinyl that you can use for this rather than doing a peekaboo method. But I agreed to do this cup, not realizing that I don't have any glitter vinyl. I didn't think it through that much. So my knuckle just barely tapped that right there. So yeah, I agreed to do the cup and didn't realize I didn't have the proper supplies for it. So this is how I'm doing it, which works. This is the second cup that I've made like this, and this little method here works perfectly fine. It's just a little more work, but it turns out beautiful. Okay, so there's that. Now this is not how we're going to leave the cup, although I am going to seal all of this glitter with my Rust-Oleum sealant, and then I'm going to put a coat of epoxy over it, and I'll be back tomorrow for the next step. Alright, so the next thing that we do for this tumbler is we're going to outline these images here. Now remember, whenever I first did the peekaboo, I told you when I cut it out in Cricut, I only cut out the inside, there was no outline. These are the outlines. So we're going to place these over each of these to outline it, give it a little more depth. And let's start with the peace sign. You know, you can do these whatever color you want. I feel like black just looks best. So let me get this down here. This is a little bit tricky, but it's doable. Really pay attention Let me get this out of the way. I need it to not roll around. Use this as a ledge. There we go. Really try to pay attention to where you're putting it. I'm going to start, I think, right here. That's way off. Like I said, kind of tricky. Alright, when you do it, don't try to put it all down at once. Just put a small piece at the top on like this. And then I just like to very slowly work it down. Until you get the whole thing on. Okay, first one done. Now time for the heart. After this, there's also one more step. Time for the heart. Start at the middle here, and I am just working slowly up. Oh no! We'll see if I can fix that on my own. Rip that apart, stretch it out. Okay, now there's the hearts. And last one, the awareness ribbon. Oops, that was almost bad. Make sure everything is on there really good before I just rip the tape off this time. There we go. So now these are outlined. It looks a lot better with them outlined. So the next thing that we're going to do, I have to make sure it's completely dry, but I printed off a water slide. I got this from Etsy, and I get my water slide paper from Amazon. I'll post a link to those in the description. Trying to see, it still feels a little bit tacky, so I'm going to let that dry and then come back and do the water slide. Okay, so the final step, nope. So the final step to this tumbler is the water slide image. It's going to go down here, roughly like that. And I believe I made this 8 inches long by 2 inches tall. This way. So I'm going to get this down in the water here. This doesn't really fit my container down here very well. So I'm just kind of moving it back and forth to try and get it through the water, get it all wet so I can use it. Just be very, very gentle if you're doing this. It's best to probably get a very large Tupperware or whatever you want to use for your water, but this is the one that's been out here forever. It's got paint all over it, but it's okay. You can just keep going back and forth with it. See if it's ready by sliding it. Not quite. I did this the other day with a full sheet, like a gigantic full sheet sized water slide. It was rough, but it worked. There we go. So it's starting to slide off the backing, so it is ready. Get my cup wet here to help it slide on. Try and center it up the best I can. I think that right there works. I like to get my hand wet so I can hold it on here and nothing will tear it up. It won't stick to me. Cool thing about water slides is you can kind of move them around afterwards to get them how you want them. And I think that right there will work. So that is the Diabetes Awareness Tumbler. I'm just taking my squeegee here and kind of pushing it down into the cup, but I'm also removing wrinkles and trapped water underneath of it. But that is the Diabetes Awareness Tumbler. Peace, Love, Cure. Is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And if you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to comment and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys. Bye.